You can also call me Kevin. That's up to you.
No loss. You're not late. We're just waiting for the live stream, and then we'll get going.
Okay, seems we are good to go. Brian?
All right, we're good to go. All right, everybody. EasyDex community and world. This is the third episode of Coffee and Crypto with EasyDex. My name is Chief Mapster, and we're here to support and bring awareness and knowledge to the EasyDex community. Usually we do this by going over a couple things that's happened in the crypto space lately, and then also talk about different trends and issues, and also news related to EasyDex and the cryptocurrency space. And then our main chunk of information comes from a valued guest that we interview, and then hopefully get some valuable information about themselves, their projects, and also bring more awareness to the EasyDex community. This is going to be a next 30 to 45-minute episode in an after party, but let's just start it right away. Right off the bat, Bitshares has been climbing the top 30, top 40 market cap. Recently, now it's up to number 26 on market cap, where Steam is down to number 36. Growing since, past 2-3 weeks have been really steadily moving up the ranks through the market capitalization. Right now, it's at 20 cents. And that, if anybody does not know, the EasyDex decentralized exchange runs off the Bitshares network. Bitshares makes all this possible with its great technology, 3-second block time, and the delegated proof of stake system that they have set up. Tying in today, one of the community members of Bitshares, Kimchi King, is here for the interview for later, and then he's going to bring more awareness to what he does, and also how he came in touch with EasyDex and what he sees for the future for Bitshares and EasyDex. And so we have some news from you, which is from the EasyDex community. So if you really there's a lot of different ways to do it. We just recently have set up Witness. It's EasyDex-Witness. So if you believe and support the EasyDex mission of helping people get into crypto and be able to trade and buy and sell crypto easily, and also tie in their fiat bank accounts easily, and also give you password protection, this would be a great way to give us your support, and that is through the Bitshares Witness. It's EasyDex-Witness. And what you do is you just log into the Bitshares community blockchain, whether through EasyDex or another source, and just type in, vote in for your witnesses. And then you have, just type in EasyDex-Witness and you'll see it, and you'll be able to vote it right away. And that really will help us grow the community and bring more awareness to the community, having a nice witness. The second thing, with the fires in Greece happening today and yesterday, the newly formed Bitshares charity fund is raising funds to help victims. Right now, as you can simply, to help out this, you can simply trade for Harry Canary coin, which is the charity coin, and make sure to hold it because there'll be share drops at future dates. But what this does is it brings awareness and brings funds into helping these victims of the fires in Greece, which has been so tragic today and yesterday. So just want to touch on those that news. And then, Walrus, do you have any news before we get into the interview?
You mentioned the witness and you mentioned the charity fund, so I think that's it right now.
And then, are we having any time waste for any new gateways opening up? If you don't mind letting them know which gateways are open, just in case they are unfamiliar with it, and then which ones are coming up in the future.
Oh yeah, Our Bitcoin gateway is done, and Steam and SBD, and then Ethereum is almost done. So then we'll be adding some ERC20 tokens too really soon, and I'll probably be getting Litecoin and Zcash up pretty soon too. Yeah, it was quick. Patalincho says the Ethereum bridge gateway is done, but it's not tested, and one of our devs went on vacation, so when he gets back, we're going to be getting that rolled out.
Oh wow! And do you think that's going to bring a lot more traffic to the network? And how's your expectations on the traffic right now? Is different portals, the SBD and Steam, helping out?
Yeah, definitely. The Steam and SBD are really popular actually, and our fiat gateway is pretty popular, and a lot of the ERC20 tokens we'll be adding will be the only place that they're listed. So that should bring a lot of people to the DEX and to Bitshares in general, and the EasyDex in particular. So, and we have some other things that'll be coming out really soon, but we haven't not quite ready to announce them yet.
Ah, gotcha. Well, that's awesome news, and I'm excited to see, because I think once people recognize the power of EasyDex and Bitshares, we'll retain those people very well. I think our retention rate is going to be pretty high when bringing in new business and new people. So I'm excited for these new gateways to kind of bring in new people that might be unaware of Bitshares and EasyDex, and then help them buy and sell, and also transfer fiat in and off in a safe manner. So I really appreciate that, and I'm excited to see what kind of popularity comes with it. I know these PB tokens have been doing pretty well, so I'm excited for the whole community and just for the community to grow. So I appreciate your hard work, Walrus.
Definitely, we got lots more in store too. So we're barely even getting started.
Woo, that's what I'm talking about. Well, that's good, EasyDex and Bitshares community. If you're listening, I would definitely think about supporting the EasyDex community, whether it be interacting in the Discord server, holding the EasyDex.pb tokens, and also, there's definitely work to be done. If you want to put in your time and effort, there's plenty of things that you can help out and help grow EasyDex and grow the awareness for it, because it's definitely a platform that's helping people get into crypto, people that are already in crypto, to help them trade easily and more securely and safely, and to connect your bank account, because it's very hard to get fiat in and off without using these centralized exchanges. So it's only a matter of time till people realize that the decentralized exchange of EasyDex does all this and also gives you password protection, just in case you do lose your password or cannot access your account. So it's really combining the best of a lot of different worlds to make this process easy, and no pun intended. It really is making the crypto trading, buying, and selling easy. So I'm really excited, and I really appreciate the skills of Walrus and the Queen. I appreciate your vision, and I'm excited to see what this future holds. But let's switch over to Kimchi King. Are you there?
I sure am.
I appreciate your time, and thank you for coming on.
My pleasure. Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I appreciate the invite.
So Walrus was talking to you. So obviously him and yourself are pretty familiar with each other, but with other individuals listening and maybe joining the Discord, this might be their first time interacting with you. Can you just give us a little background about your involvement with Bitshares, Steam, and cryptocurrency in general?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So definitely not new to crypto. I've been involved with cryptocurrency since 2011. First got into Bitcoin back when it was $3.24. So the only problem is I didn't buy enough of them, of course. And then I transitioned to mining Bitcoin. I did that for a couple of years. I started off with a Butterfly Labs mining rig. If you guys ever remember, I'm not sure if you guys have been around that long, but Butterfly Labs had a huge, long delay of supplying their rigs, and it went from being a massively profitable platform to unprofitable by the time they actually delivered it. So pretty frustrating. Then transitioned to different other rigs and started doing cloud mining and so on and so forth. I've invested in Ethereum, Namecoin, Purecoin, Bitshares, Steemit, you name it, been around the block. I'm in no stretch. No. I guess you say I'm not a millionaire, even though I could have easily been if I would have hold the crypto that I bought back in the day. But it's a learning experience. A lot of us have probably played that game where you buy something and you think, this is not going anywhere. Let me just dump it. And then, of course, sometime in the future, you soon realize that was probably the worst mistake you could have made. And then you repeat that over and over and over again. So I finally found Bitshares early in 2016. It just was one of those coins. It was kind of like sitting there on CoinMarketCap. And it was kind of a well-hidden gem, but it was still in like the top 25 at the time. And I was wondering, like, what's Bitshares? So I just dumped a little bit into it. Didn't think much else of it. And then eventually, Bitshares started to start to what we'd say now moon, right? And I'm thinking, okay, now I need to really look into this. So I started putting more money into it, started investing more time and energy into it. Then I realized, holy geez, Bitshares makes Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Namecoin, Peercoin, all these other different coins out there look like absolute outdated trash. That when I started digging into it, I was like, man, this technology is amazing. You can transfer instantaneously to anybody around the world, and it cost you back then it was like a fraction of a penny, and now it's a penny to send any amount of money around the world. It's truly decentralized. There's no central authority for a government to come after and target, and the community really has to step up and take care of each other and push Bitshares to where it needs to be. And so eventually I just started to realize that there's a lot of customer people coming in and not understanding what all Bitshares is and does and how it works. And so I just started to provide like customer support, just answering questions and helping people with troubleshooting their wallet, or in this several instances where they lost their passwords. So needless to say, when EasyDex came up and said, hey, we've created a solution that will provide customers a way to retrieve their password without EasyDex actually storing the password anywhere, was mind-blowing. That was really a game changer. And so that's why I decided to definitely start getting my hands on as many PB tokens as possible, because I realized that just that piece alone would corner the market for anybody who's interested in decentralized exchanges, and then those that are powered by Bitshares specifically. So I've definitely been a huge proponent of EasyDex, really love what they do, looking forward to seeing these new features. And so what I've done in the meantime, I've decided to become a proxy, and that basically allows me to represent anybody who holds Bitshares in their Bitshares wallet, and because each Bitshares that held in the wallet is valid for one vote. So if you hold 10,000 Bitshares, that's 10,000 votes that can be put towards different proposals that are funded by the reserve pool, which is about 1 billion Bitshares set to the side that can be accessed after the community overall says, hey, this is a good proposal, this will do X, Y, and Z to benefit the community, let's back this. That taps into that reserve pool, and then funds start being released on a daily basis. But a lot of people just don't have the time or the patience to understand. Thanks, Pate. So people just don't have the time or patience to read about all these proposals. So a guy like me who works from home, has got plenty of time on my hands, I basically can review the proposals, see who the person is that's actually backing the project. I probably know them well enough to understand if they're a scam artist or a legitimate community member with good intentions. And if you allow me to be your proxy, I will be able to basically vote on your behalf. And I've created a journal just today alone so people can follow my voting processes and thought processes and things like that. And adding comments on bitsharestalk.org is important. And so I do that to let people know what I like and what I dislike about different proposals. And so that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Please, by all means, just ask any questions. I'd be more than happy to answer them, or to continue to talk about things that are happening with Bitshares.
Wow, that gave me a great, that's awesome, man. I'm really excited that you're part of the community, because we just need about 1,000, 2,000 people just as passionate and as intelligent as you to really bring this Bitshares community to the moon. Just to because it has so many good aspects to it, so many benefits that people I think are just unaware of. So once we get people aware of it, people like yourselves are really championing this Bitshares community. I really appreciate your time, because I know a lot of us really want to see Bitshares grow, and we want to reach it to the mainstream. But what do you think what do you think the event will be that will bring Bitshares to the mainstream, whether it be a DApp or a new exchange, or do you think EasyDex will do it? Have you thought about maybe what will be that watershed moment where it gets to the mainstream?
It has to be something that is easy to use. It doesn't necessarily have to be one specific project or product, but ultimately what leads to greater adoption with crypto is that reducing any friction points, making it monkey simple, so not necessarily grandma can use it, but that the average person can easily download an application or download a wallet or open a website, read through the information, and open an account, get fiat into the DEX or through some type of website or app, and then of course understand how to easily execute trades. That's probably what will create a mass adoption. But what a lot of people think is that BitShares can be applicable to just about any particular person, but BitShares is so powerful that it's as it is designed right now, it's really designed for like savvy technical investors in the crypto world, and so we need to like adjust the design. You know what I mean? So I can't say that it will be one particular event. It will probably be entities like EasyDex or Crypto Bridge, or the project that I'm working on for the cabinet, and then several other different things that will kind of just work together, and it'll just be like a perfect storm, but in a good way, a good storm that will push BitShares into the into the market in a right way.
Wow, that's good to hear, because I always thought that my first impression was it was kind of like the Bloomberg. How you have the financial terminals, Bloomberg terminals, but like the Bloomberg of crypto, because like you said, it's right now it's built for technical traders, and it seems like you can buy the smart coins, everything about BitShares is aimed towards the technical traders. Given that EasyDex is trying to bridge that gap, what do you see as the benefits to EasyDex, and what can we do to try to bring the most value to the BitShares community and try to grow it?
Well, I mean, I'm really keen on seeing the additional features that EasyDex is going to be presenting. They're kind of hush-hush about that, and I appreciate that, because I mean, you don't want to give away your secrets. Otherwise, your competitors will start to take advantage of that and maybe capitalize on it. But just the fact that EasyDex is powered by BitShares, so we know that it can handle a massive amount of throughput in daily transactions that are peer-to-peer in a trustless fashion, which is nice. And then, of course, it's permissionless. Anybody can get into the EasyDex exchange. Same with BitShares. You don't have to ask permission. You don't even have to. There's no trading limits. You can create as many accounts as you want, and then get in there and start getting your hands dirty with all the different types of currencies that EasyDex supports, which is fantastic. And then to boot, they do offer profit sharing. You know what I mean? So right now we've got an existing exchange, Crypto Bridge. They've been around for about almost a year now, and I've been watching that exchange, again built on top of BitShares. I've been watching them grow and expand, and their community base is moving, growing in leaps and bounds as the months go by. They do offer also a profit sharing, and what they've done is they simplified their design, their exchange layout, which is what EasyDex is doing. So if you want to know what's going to happen in the future for EasyDex, all you got to do is look at what's happening with Crypto Bridge, okay? But you guys are doing so much better with the simple fact that you guys offer that password recovery feature. I have been doing this customer support with customers who are involved with BitShares or getting involved with BitShares, and there's a lot of confusion between what's a cloud account, what's a local account, how do you back up, what can you back up, and if you lose the backups, what happens? And if you create an account with any of these others, Crypto Bridge, OpenLedger, RootX, you name it, even the BitShares, then you're screwed. You've lost access to money. I've talked to people who are literally crying because of the money that they've lost, because they deleted their cookies in their browser without having a copy of their file, their backup file, or their brain key, and it's frustrating. I wish I could do more for them. So now I recommend anybody who's new to the to quickly create an account through EasyDex. It's a no-brainer.
Wow, that's good value. I'm glad that you touched on that. because I've noticed when I've been helping people onboard to Bitshares, I've had quite a few people have problems with the local files, bin files. I've had a couple people lose. They didn't screenshot their whole password, so they lost a few $1,000s of Ethereum. And I know that the fact that having this, they had the password recovery service, it would have been fine. It would have been problem solved. And it seems like a lot of we've been blaming the user a lot lately. But I think we need to create a system where the user, we don't blame the user. We just try to facilitate the process of buying and selling crypto and transferring crypto as simple as possible and as easy as possible. I know the EasyDex improved a little bit on the UI of the original Bitshares buying and selling of the crypto, but in your perspective, is there anything we can do a little bit better that maybe will make it easier for people to understand? Because I know that a lot of us are coming from finance backgrounds or trading backgrounds, so it's kind of second nature for some of this. But as you look at the layout of EasyDex, what can we do to make it simpler for the trade and simpler for sending funds?
Yeah, and that's kind of that's going to be a tough nut to crack, because with Bitshares, you've got two different varieties of tokens. You've got native Bitshares assets and non-native Bitshares assets. And what I mean by that are assets that are created and exist solely on the Bitshares blockchain, where you would use the send tool in order to transfer any of those assets from point A to point B, whether peer-to-peer or peer-to-exchange, and vice versa. But then you have non-native assets, right? And those, of course, would be EasyDex.BTC, EasyDex.ETH, any of those. Well, you can't use the send tool for that. You would actually have to withdraw those, right? Especially if you want to send it to a native Bitcoin wallet or whatever. You can't just use the send. So that actually causes a lot of confusion. So if you could create a tutorial that's built into the wallet, right? So that way, at least the first time that somebody tries to execute a transfer, they understand, boom, here's a little pop out. It kind of maybe has a quick video that shows how this should work and which assets are examples that you could use for those tools. I think that would help. But then try not to recreate the wheel. Try to find like an exchange, a centralized exchange, and try to replicate their UI, their user interface. So take elements that they have already built and try to incorporate those in your layout. I think that would be critical.
Wow, that's great feedback, and I hope that Walrus, I'm sure he heard that, and same with the Queen. So I appreciate that feedback, because I think we got to give them the first impressions need to be that this is an easy and efficient way to do it. So having a tutorial coming from the buying, selling, and transferring would definitely help out a lot. And I know that I wish there was a way that maybe we can integrate the Discord server into the EasyDex platform, because it seems like the customer service is always available through the Discord. But I know that some of the websites right now, you have the chat bots on the bottom right-hand corner that you can ask quick questions. So I think something like that match it with the tutorial will really help people. But I'm excited because we need to get ready for the mainstream, and people are going to have a lot of questions. So I think like what you're advising to get some tutorials out there would really help, and I appreciate that feedback.
No problem. I mean, anytime you guys have questions or you want feedback, let me know. Another thing that CryptoBridge actually did was they actually hid a couple features that would be standard with the reference wallet and other dexes that you actually hit a lot of the features to, again, make the interface just that much more simplified, so it didn't confuse people. So they didn't show any other UIA or user issued asset token that was issued by, say, OpenLedger. So they hid open.btc or open.ltc. They just hid those completely. The only assets they actually displayed in the market were the EasyDex assets and the Bitshares native assets, and that was it. Which is actually kind of a interesting take on it, but it worked out well for them.
Oh wow! I didn't even realize you could.
I think you got that backwards. OpenLedger hit all the other assets. It was the open.
No, I don't think it. I think also CryptoBridge hides the other assets, but this is the thing that we probably not gonna do, because it is open. So every asset which exists on the Bitshares network, it's supposed to be reachable and visual. I had myself real hard time to find the pairs, you know, and by hiding from Open Ledger, the search tool, it's impossible. You just cannot find the assets.
You're right. I know it does seem like it can be counterintuitive, but for whatever reason, you got raving reviews from the users of CryptoBridge. I understand you can still manipulate the URL if you're using the web wallet. You can literally just type in, the market that you're looking to find, and you can still find it. So you could technically do the same thing with CryptoBridge, but it was just a suggestion. It doesn't mean you have to do it. I understand. You guys run it however you want is how you do it.
No, we want to be as more open, you know, like really open, so everyone is welcome. And people actually last days are posting around that they get listed, but they just have a BitShares asset. Uh, and anyway, it is reachable from EasyDex.
Sure, of course, because they all share the same blockchain. So all the assets that are created and supported by BitShares is accessible through your platform. Technically, it's available through all the different exchanges.
Exactly, but it's not name and unknown, and also it's reachable easy. You can just click on the asset, and it gets you to the pairs, to the market.
I think another reason why CryptoBridge did certain things is they just didn't want to necessarily market other exchanges' assets on their exchange. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fair enough, but I think we should uh, grow by the quality of the gates, the how fast they work, the support we give to the people, not by just hiding everyone else. Right? It's fair enough.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. You kind of also have to educate people, because when they start to see in the markets, they see open dot and then rootx dot and so on and so forth. There people are going to be like, well, why are there so many different versions of Bitcoin on this exchange? I don't understand. What are these? And they're UIAs or IOUs. I'm sorry, they're IOUs that are backed by each individual exchange. And that allows them to freely trade with the power of Bitshares, with 1.5 seconds to get something from point A to point B. But then, of course, when they try to withdraw that, whether Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, they have to use specific gateways in order to get that out of the DEX.
Yeah, and this for we most want to point over customer support. So the people that are feeling any complication with this, they can just come here. We have enough people to help, to explain, and to give advice in every situation.
Definitely. I've been impressed by y'all's customer support. I've used y'all's Fiat Gateway a couple of times already, and it's been seamless, wicked fast. I'll have to find another way of getting my funds into the account, because I can't use TransferWise anymore, but that's nothing on EasyDex. That's just third-party providers that are apprehensive now of things that are related to crypto. But, that's the name of the game at the moment. It's hot potato.
Yeah, even some banks have denied transfers because the reason was crypto and things like this, which is unfair because these are the people money. If they want to spend it on crypto, they're supposed to be able to spend it on crypto. And how it's not the bank money, so how they even dare to tell you cannot transfer it?
And that right there is actually a misconception. People think that it's your money just because it's in your account. Well, it has your name on it, but the banks ultimately, it's the assets that they control, and that's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. So that's why I love crypto so much, because right now no government can reach into my account, no bank can reach into my crypto wallet and say, hey, these are you owe us some money, I'm taking this back. I've had that happen with my traditional bank account, where I had created a company in Tennessee a long time ago, and I never actually made any money with it, but I failed to file the closing tax return. So they slammed me with a late fee and back taxes for money that I never owed. Eventually they just reached in and took money from my account. It was like $400. And then one day I'm like, where did my money go? And I had to fight it, and they eventually gave it back, but they only gave half. They slammed me with a massive fee for doing what they did, which was take my money. So I proved that they were wrong, and then they still slam me with a fee. And it was frustrating. So that's why one of the reasons why I really enjoy and appreciate the power of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I think everyone it should go most into the crypto as fast possible, because this is crazy. Tomorrow they're gonna tell you that you cannot buy from this shop just because this bank it doesn't support it. So it is the same.
It certainly is.
Well, if anybody hasn't added Kimchi King for proxy, I see a bunch of people doing in the Discord. Please consider doing that as well when you listen to this. And then, where can people find more information about what you do? Is it on your Steam blog, or do you have a website? Where can we look for more information so we can follow you and see what you're up to?
Sure. I just shared a link here. I actually created a journal on the bitsharestalk.org. This, of course, is going to basically show you what aspects or what things I'm voting for, or why I'm voting for them and why I'm not voting for others. So you can always follow me there. I also will share a couple of other things. I got a Telegram channel. It's called the Kimchi Club.
Hey.
It's just an announcement channel. There's no two-way communication there, but you can definitely add your comments in the journal if you like. But kind of keep the comments on the journal as limited as possible, because I want to keep it clean so supporters can easily read and see what I'm voting for and so on and so forth. I'm going to be probably creating a website. I've already got the domain, kevinmesserly.com. I'll probably do something with Kimchi though. Might be even better, but that way I can basically create a blog post and keep you guys updated, because right now what I'm seeing is that there have been some long-term players in Bitshares that got in back when Bitshares was 0.003 cents each. So these guys have got hundreds of millions of Bitshares, but if you do the math, they really didn't invest all that much. But they are now considered whales, and they effectively can sway the community one way or the other, because they're rather large proxies. You know what I mean? So it's not saying that they're doing anything wrong. In fact, they're doing great things. But I want to try to make Bitshares again as decentralized as possible. Sure, the network is decentralized, but the community is kind of becoming a little bit centralized, kind of like what we see with Steam. You know what I mean? So I found that if I can become a proxy and start to again use my my thought processes, my ways to influence the community, I will be able to basically add a little bit more decentralization to where Bitshares is headed. Because right now the community is very much so big in China. We've got a lot of witnesses and a lot of committee members that are Chinese. They do great things for the community, but then again, that leaves us open for, I guess you say, an attack vector for the Chinese government, right? If they wanted to, they could potentially target a couple of or several of the key witnesses and key committee members. And when a government feels threatened, there's no telling what they could do. You know what I mean? So they could literally directly target these individuals and say, hey, you need to stop doing X or Y or else. You know what I mean? So I'd like to spread as much influence as possible around the world as far as proxy. So I'm trying to get other committee members to maybe step up to other community members to maybe step up as committee members, and then maybe even so that we can kind of spread this out a little bit more.
Wow, that's incredible. If only everybody was like you. That's man, that's really inspirational, and I definitely will try to bring as much awareness to your proxy campaign as well, because I think individuals like yourself will be one of the main reasons why Bitshares will succeed. People who really care about the foundations, the core of why Bitshares was created, and they're putting their time and effort into making sure people understand that and growing the network. So I definitely support Kimchi King as a proxy, and I would hope everybody else would as well, especially after taking a look at his journal. It seems like he's putting the time and effort and documenting what he believes for committee. And then have you ever thought about running for witness?
I've considered it, but honestly, I don't know anything about networking or running a network or a server, so I'd have to outsource that. I've got a guy that will help me. I'll probably consider it. So it's something, again, that would probably be pretty important, because right now we've got 27 active witnesses. We could have, well, there's really almost like 9,999 different witnesses we could have for Bitshares. Of course, that would reduce the payout, but it's something I'll definitely consider.
Oh wow! So maybe Walrus. I know you're a smart guy, so maybe you can team up to help Mr. Kimchi King out, because I feel like having witnesses like himself and also people that are forward thinking and really care about the community is incredible. And we also, you know, we have the witness set up, the EasyDex witness as well. It's, if you want to like to vote and support the EasyDex community and that witness, it is EasyDex-witness. So I really think that bringing individuals like yourself and having you sharing your intent, sharing what you're doing with the world, and you know, keep going forward and keep moving forward, because Bitshares is going to grow. People are going to find out eventually about it. We got the hard part down, which is the technology. So now we just need to get the awareness and the community set up to where it can handle mainstream and long-term growth. So I'm excited to see what happens, and meeting individuals like yourself really gives me hope and passion for the future. Because you know, you can tell that you're clear, you know, you're kind-hearted, you really do care, your intentions are good, and you're a hard worker. So that's very inspirational for me, and I really hope that people will take into consideration that when they're voting for proxies and Bitshares, and I hope that the Bitshares community recognizes what you do, and I hope that the EasyDex community would recognizes what you do as well, and I really appreciate it. Do you have any last words for the community about different things you're doing, or anything you want to say before we wrap up and go to the after party?
Sure, yeah, I can take a couple more minutes. So I'm actually part of a new organization, not a traditional organization. We're not, you know, registered in any country and like that. Again, we want to try to stay as decentralized as possible. So it's called the Cabinet, and what we've done, we've already had a different worker proposal funded by the reserve pool. It's called the DEX bot, and that, of course, is a trading bot that basically supports and it functions solely on the DEX. And you know, you can set up relative orders or staggered orders, and then the trading bot will do it for you. So this worker proposal was worth $250,000, and it'll be expiring in December. But we put that all together before the cabinet even existed. We just saw there was a need, and we stepped up as a group of guys, and then we just said, this needs to happen. So we put it together, and it's been a huge success. It's definitely developing, progressing nicely. It's already available if anybody wants to use it. And so we decided to capitalize on that. So we created the cabinet, which is not a sanctioned entity like the committee or witness or anything like that, but it is gradually being recognized by major proxies in the Bitshares community. And so what we're doing is we've at the moment we're presenting another worker proposal that will be a Android wallet or Android app that supports user issued assets, which is one of the cool features of Bitshares, that anybody, any company can create their own token, and that is powered by Bitshares. And you can now create, loyalty tokens. You can create, if you buy 10 burgers at our shop, you get a burger token per order. By the time you do your 10th order, you get a free burger, on your 10th order, or whatever you want to call it, right? So we create this very simplified wall or application specifically for Android, because Android covers like 82% of the world anyways, as far as users. And now companies or businesses or universities, parking garages, whatever, can download the wallet, create a UIA, and now issue them out to their consumers to give them rewards, bonuses, perks, or reasons to, shop at their store, but get access to crypto. And so now each company can basically become a fiat gateway into the DEX, if you think about it. Because, for example, a university, let's say they set up their own university token, and then once a month a student either goes to the website or goes to the administration office and says, hey, I want to top up my account, I need some more university tokens. I want to buy, food at the cafeteria. I need to pay for some books, you name it, right? So now they can either go to the website for the university, use their card, credit card, debit card, top up their account, and their website would, easily convert that fiat into the university token. And now we've got hundreds, if not thousands, of different UIAs, different fiat gateways around the world, and we will take Bitshares global because of just one small aspect of Bitshares. So we're looking to get as much support as possible. So by you guys, set me as your proxy. Of course, you're going to be voting for that worker proposal, but we've got a contest. It'll be basically be worth $150,000 in prizes. So what we're looking to do is we'll be voting for the top three providers of ideas, of unique concepts, and then we'll have community members and major proxies as judges, and we'll vote for them. So the top 3 will win the biggest prizes, but then every participant will still get something. It'll be either we'll cover the cost of a lifetime membership upgrade, or certain other things, maybe even the cost of creating your own user issued asset. So $150,000. It's not a small chunk of change, but all of this again is coming out of the reserve pool, which is the war chest for Bitshares. So we're tapping into that right now. It's worth, I don't know, a couple $100 million that are just kind of sitting there collecting dust if nobody's creating proposals and taking Bitshares to the next step. So that's the purpose of the committee. We're going to continue to do certain different things. I've got a meeting on the 30th to speak with members of Skycoin. You can look it up on coinmarketcap.com. They're basically creating this hash graph, for this decentralized internet, 2.0. And I'm trying to find a way for Bitshares to either transition to their network or support their network as much as possible. Really powerful technology. Recommend checking it out. Skycoin.com, I believe, is their site. But I'll be meeting a couple of their team members on the 30th of this month to again put together another worker proposal to see what we can do in partnership with them. So I'm doing a lot of things here and there. Again, trying to put Pied Piper. Yeah, absolutely. Pied Piper is essentially the same thing, but these guys, of course, are doing it in the real world. Fantastic show, by the way. So yeah, there's a lot of different things that the Bitshares is headed to. A new thing that just was launched today is a new fiat gateway by the Like Exchange. I know I should be promoting other things, but again, just to show that Bitshares is headed in the right direction. Because if Bitshares core is a success, then of course EasyDex is a success, because new members will come into Telegram and to Discord, and they'll hear about all the different gateways and all the features, and you can bet on it. I will be talking a lot about EasyDex because people need to access those unique features that you guys offer, for sure.
Wow, that gives me goosebumps. Ooh, man, I'm pumped. Thank you for sharing that. That's some great information. Because I always thought that UIAs would be one of the reasons why Bitshares can grow so fast, because almost any project can create a token quickly. And the one thing I was stopping it was really the trading of it. And to be able to have that app, oh my Lord, and it's an Android app, that sounds incredible. So I'm excited that you just shared that information, because I'm looking forward to that coming out and seeing how it affects Bitshares. I really think it's going to take it the mainstream appeal of it upwards as well. So I'm excited for that in development, and make sure to keep us updated with that.
For sure, definitely, man. I mean, we've got about 89 million votes. We still need another 178 million. So pretty much we just need 1.5 or 1 1/3 of the major proxies to vote for it. And so right now we're still negotiating, based on feedback that we're getting about the cost of the Android app. But people are focusing on, it's just one Android app. No, jackass, it's not one Android app. It's literally going to be replicated hundreds, if not thousands of times around the world. So think of it that way rather than it's just one app. So people are like, why are you spending 150K on one app? Like, well, first off, it's built by the Bit Universe team. If you guys use Blockfolio, all right, I'm pretty sure a lot of you do, dump it. Use Bit Universe. Check out their Android and iOS app. It makes Blockfolio look like a joke. Okay, these guys are fantastic developers. They really understand UI and UX, which is like extremely missing in crypto-related projects. So these guys know what they're doing. So we have them as our developers, and they're not cheap, But you understand you get what you pay for. So. Yep. We're going to try to persuade those big proxies until, of course, I get more power, more energy, more support, right? I just need to be able we need to be able to convince them the power, and the community sees it, and we're going to be working with these proxies to get this proposal passed so we can literally push Bitshares, global and get that mass adoption, because this is not going to be a trading app. I want to make sure that's very clear. It is not a trading app, because there's already 2 or 3 different trading apps for Bitshares out there. This is strictly supporting user-issued assets and the exchange of those between, vendor and consumer. That's it. Of course, there could be trading, there could be transfers in between, but not trades. Again, we want to avoid any licensing requirements or anything like that from our end or from the vendor's end. We want to keep it monkey simple. It's literally like a gift card or a reward token or a rewards program. All of those aren't classified as securities. They're literally in that gray area. So we want to make sure that, again, we don't have any legal issues and things like that. So we're keeping it as simplistic as possible.
Man, that's incredible. I'm sure the people listening right now is definitely getting them motivated as well, because that is the work and that's the long-term vision, and you're doing the things in the short term to get it done. So I'm really excited, and I appreciate you sharing all this info and intel with us, and I hope that you stick around in after party so people can ask you questions, and hopefully you can share some more knowledge, because that really got me motivated. I'm really excited to see what this app does, and I definitely have support you 100% from hearing from everything you're doing, and you can tell that you really do care and you're a hard worker, and obviously you're doing great things in the community. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come on the show and be part of the EasyDex community, and I hope that everybody will support you, the things you're doing, and let's go to the after party and let's see if we can ask any more questions for Kimchi in the after party.
Beautiful. Thanks for having me, for sure. I'll be sticking around. I appreciate it, guys and gals.
Hey. So this is the after party. Anybody would like to speak up, go ahead and ask away. Obviously, you can tell that he's a very knowledgeable person. So if you want to ask any questions to Kimchi King or the Queen or Walrus, go ahead right now, or we can start the after party.
Come on, honey, stop washing them with champagne.
I'll be able to hear you guys, but I'm going to go outside for like 2 minutes. I'll be right